Hello class, today I'm going to introduce you to our weekly vocabulary. Our word part that we're going to be learning this week is phone, phono, phone, which means sound or voice. Again, if we were to think of a symbol that would represent this word part the best, could probably think of a telephone, right? Or a cell phone, because you need your voice and your sound, right? Making sound. Or a megaphone maybe. So these are all things that you can probably think of that would represent phon, phono, or phone. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our first word. Our first word here is cacophony, which is a noun. Cacophony, which is a noun. So this means it's going to be a person, place, or a thing. So again, if I were to split this word to isolate the word part that we are studying, it would be right here. Okay? So here, remember, phon means sound. Okay, so it's going to have to do with the word sound somehow. So here's the definition. Harsh sounds or bad noise. Cacophony, kind of like the word. It kind of has some harsh noises or sounds, right? Or a bad noise. All right, moving on to number 2. The word is dysphonia. Can you say that? Dysphonia. Dysphonia is a noun, which means it's going to represent a person, place, or a thing. Again, if we were to divide this word to separate the word part we are learning, it would go right here. Dys is something that is, well, we know that phonia is sound, right? And this is going to be a noun, which means the word is going to represent a person, place, or a thing, right? So phonia means sound. Dysplasia, where else would we have seen this word part? Usually dys means against, perhaps. Let's take a look at the definition, see what we get in connection. Ooh, difficulty, maybe that's where the dys comes in. Difficulty producing speech sounds, usually due to hoarseness. Difficulty producing speech sounds, usually due to hoarseness. So this is kind of like a condition that somebody may have, like a speech condition where they have difficulties pronouncing words because their voice is hoarse. Kind of the way you may sound like when you're losing your voice when you're sick, and it's kind of raspy. So that's what hoarseness means. All right, moving on to number 3. So euphonic is a word. Can everybody say that? Euphonic. All right, if I were to cut this word to isolate the word part, you guessed it. If you guessed right between the U and the P, you are correct. So this is an adjective, so it's going to be a word that's going to describe a person, place, or a thing as being euphonic. So phonic here has something to do with sound, we know this. Euphonic sounds like the word euphoria, right? So let's see what it may have to do with any of these connections that we've made. Euphonic is having a nice sound, pleasant combination of sounds in words, okay? So it's a word that you say and just the way the sounds are actually sound pleasant, okay? So it is, again, euphonic. Let's see that again. Having a nice sound, pleasant combination of sounds in words. Number 4 is gramophone. Can you say that? Gramophone. And it is a noun. Okay, if we were to divide this word, where would we divide it? Okay, if you guessed right between the O and the P, you are correct. So here we have phone, which means sound. And gramo, usually is like having to do with writing or something. We had a word last week that also had the word gram in it, right? Sociogram. All right, so let's check it out. See what this, and it is a noun. So it's going to be a person, place, or a thing. It's a noun. Let's check it out. Oh, a device used to play the sounds of music as written on records. Gramophones is a device used to play the sounds of music as written on records. So it sounds like it's pretty much a record player, okay? And I know that maybe many of you have never seen a record player before, but if you've ever seen a record, it is usually played by a record player or a gramophone. Okay, moving on to number 5. The word is homophone. Can you say that? All right, if you were to divide this word, this is where you would divide it, right? Okay, this word part here, phone, means sound. And homo means same. Same. Okay? So this is going to be used to this is going to be a person, place, or a thing. Okay, so let's check it out. All right. A word that has the same sound but a different meaning as another word. A word that has the same sound but has a different meaning as another word. So here's an example of a homophone, okay? For example, the word there, as in I live over there, and there, right? Like this, that is their house, and this there, there, they're coming over, okay? All of these have the same sound, but have different meanings and different spellings. All right. Moving on to number 6, the word is megaphone. Can you say that? Megaphone. All right. And it is a noun. So it's going to be a person, a place, or a thing. Most likely a thing, right? Because it has a phone. So phone means sound. And mega means, usually mega is like huge, right? Huge, great, big, mega. A huge phone? Let's check it out. Okay, megaphone is a large funnel shaped device used to make the voice sound louder by directing the sound waves straight out to listeners. Most often used by cheer teams, okay? So I'm going to do a drawing. Looks something like that, you know, a megaphone. I am not the best artist, but you guys kind of get the idea. And then the sound comes out here. Usually has a handle. Some here. All right, megaphone. All right, moving on to number 7. The word is microphone. Microphone, okay? And this is a word we are all very familiar with. We're going to go ahead and divide it here. Let's check it out. See what it has to do with the word parts. All right, as a word as we know it, it's a noun, and we all know it's a thing, right? And we know that microphones produce sound. Therefore the word. But micro, what does micro have to do with it? Let's check it out. Micro usually means small or a bit, right? Let's check it out. All right, a device used to make small voice sound larger, especially in a big room. A device to make small voices sound larger, especially in a big room. Okay, microphone. So usually used by speakers and singers, as you already know. Moving on to number 8, the word is phonics. Phonics, okay, and it is a noun, okay? And let's check it out. Check out the definition. The sounds that letters make and the letters that are used to represent sound. So phonics, for example, the letter B makes a B sound, right? That is phonics. The letter M makes a M sound. All right, so it is the sound that letter makes. Phonics, the sound that letters make. Moving on to number 9, the word is phonology. Can you say that? Phonology. All right, if we were to separate the word part, I could see the word part phono in there, right there. Do you see it? All right, so let's separate that. So that means sound, and ology means study of, right? We've seen this in words in the past, study of. So the study of sound, let's check it out. The study of speech, sounds, in language. The study of speech, sounds, and language. Moving on to number 10, saxophone. Interesting, okay? As we know, this is an instrument, right? So therefore related to the word sound. And is a noun because it is a thing, right? Saxophone. a woodwind instrument that sends out sounds through its curved metal body. So it is a woodwind instrument, saxophone. All right. Well, that concludes today's lesson of the introduction of the word list, phone, phono, and phone. Please remember, when you do your sentences, you are allowed to look them up online and Google blankety blank word used in a sentence, and you can borrow that sentence or make up your own sentences. If you have any questions on any of these words, please feel free to reach out. All right. That concludes the lesson.